Hello everyone and welcome back to WesterosCraft Walks. I'm your host Kobe.
And I'm Lucia.
And we're now starting, we're actually at a place we've been before. This is the Birch Quarry. But it's next to the place we're gonna visit, which is House Gaunt. And this quarry kind of ties in with the first kind of area we're gonna look at on the Gaunt lands. Over here I got my little horse over here. It ran away a little bit, so but yeah, we have horses now, so that will make walking between the different areas a little quicker. So this is where we're our first area. This is an abandoned village, and the quarry nearby actually took the stones from these houses, and yeah, it was abandoned during the Dance of the Dragons during the war. It still has this little holdfast here, which is still used as like a lookout tower, overlooking this nice little lake.
We should just get a little... I just did it. I was going to say we should get a live tally in the corner every time you say little, but then I said little. Little this, little that.
Yeah. And Andy was the project leader for this one, and he said that lake was one of the nicest ones on the server. And here you also have a nice view overlooking that abandoned village. This is also one of the more recent builds. This was completed in March of this year, of 2020. And the Gaunt coat of arms, they have 3 black lances standing upright on a pink field with with black flaunches to the side. I don't know if I said that correctly, but on screen you'll see it. They're like the black little things on the side of the crest. But yeah, we're going further into the Gaunt lands. You can see some fields, and they also have a nice river, which we will have a look at. But yeah, you can also already feel like this episode we're gonna have a look at more of those like smaller places inside the lands, because we have the horse, so it means we have more time to look at actual places and not spend as much time as we did before just traveling. So yeah, this is the place. This is the brick makers. So you have lots of kilns over here by the river. You have where they get the clay from. And this is where they make bricks, especially for Duskendale, which is pretty nearby as well. Just east of here, towards the sea. We saw a few of these in King's Landing as well, so it's kind of a smaller version of that. If you remember the King's Landing episode, or like one of the... No, it wasn't the King's Landing one, it's the one we did afterwards about the tourney grounds in King's Landing. They had a really big brick making facility there.
They need a lot of bricks.
Yeah, that's true. So we're gonna follow the river over here. It actually branches into different streams here, which is pretty good for the thing we're gonna look at next, if I can get over these little hedges. So this is a small hamlet, and they are doing some fishing over here. And over there, we're going to get a little closer. But they're doing some net fishing, which is they put a net over the stream, so the fish just swim into them. Which isn't, if I remember correctly, isn't allowed anymore nowadays because of like overfishing and stuff. But yeah, this is like a technique they used to do in like the Middle Ages and back in the day. Just put a net over the whole stream, catch all the fish.
You got a rogue horse.
Yeah, he keeps running away. I wonder if like leashes work on the server with our like custom books.
They do.
They do? Okay, maybe next time.
I had to leash my horse up when it was being rowdy.
Yeah, they just keep, I had
like
to look
real
for it
life
a few
horses,
times.
they
Why don't they stay in the same
do
place?
a little walk. Do a little dance. But yeah, along with horses, we also now have wolves on the server, which is
Less pets.
fun.
What do they do? Can you do anything with them?
I'm not sure yet, but I know it's still a development thing. 'Cause there was a forum post, and they were talking about how in a future update you can keep the pet. I think because with the horses, they don't despawn, but then when you spawn in a new one, I believe the previous horse despawns
Or dies. Yeah.
Yes, you kind of should kill your horse, or else there'll be tons of horses everywhere and it'll cause a lot of lag on the server. So even no builds can use the horses and the wolves. We did talk a bit about this on the episode that Dutch God did with us for the Between the Blocks, where it's just /WC horse or /WC wolf. You can go a bit more into it with the when you spawn it in, you can choose the colour for the horse, I believe, but I just spawned in random horses. But yeah, just make sure you kill them afterwards, because if not, there will be a lot of lag on the server.
Yeah, so we're in the main village at the moment. We've been looking inside of some houses, and I hadn't turned auto jump off yet, so that's why you see me jumping in this video sometimes. But yeah, this is the main village of Gaunt, which is a trade center, and there's a lot of trade going in here that goes to and from Duskendale and King's Landing, because it's kind of where Gaunt is situated. It's kind of in the Crown Land, so Duskendale and King's Landing are the major cities around. And I like that over there. They have the hay piles. I think that's a nice touch. I don't see many of those like around, even though they were like used to store hay and dry hay back in the Middle Ages. This is the small septry, where this is the septon's house. I believe they have the religious person picture on the wall there. There's the sept. Luckily my horse didn't wander off too far. But yeah, over here to the right we'll have the market, where you see all the trade going on. We'll have a little closer look as well when I get off my horse. So yeah, they're selling all sorts of stuff. This is a bad place for my auto jump. And there's also stables over here. Maybe that's where my horse should have been, instead of wandering around. It's going in the market.
He said, "Give me food."
This is also, I believe this was a tavern, or it might have been some barracks. I'll have a look inside. But there's like lots of tables and stuff. It's probably a tavern actually. And they have some beds up there. I don't think it's an inn, because, or maybe they do. Maybe they had like the shared facilities back then as well in inns. But yeah, horse has gone off again. That was it for this little village. Now we're heading towards the actual castle, but we got one more stop to go. You can see it kind of loading in the distance there, the castle already. But yeah, we're having a nice, we're going through the nice forest, Lucia. Over here there's a little road going into the forest.
If you see Logan Paul, you've gone too far.
Oh no. Yeah, these are some nice forests. And horse friendly as well. I'm not hitting my head on any branches.
But that is one thing I've seen, is that some of the builds, obviously where horses are a very new aspect, you cannot ride your horse into builds. And sometimes the horses can't get through the door as well. They're too thick. Look at that booty, too thick. So sometimes, yeah, if you want to bring your horse in, you can't. You've got to kill him, or you can't do this if you're a no build. You can't put down a fence block. But if you see a fence block and you have a lead, you could attach them to it, just like regular Minecraft.
Yeah, so this is the Knight's Manse. So the house of a knight, which is quite nicely located on that river, giving it some defense as well.
So the way you said it, I thought you said Nightmanse, like the night time, and I thought, is he a fighter of the daymans?
No.
Champion of the sun.
Yeah, but we are gonna stay the night here. The inside the manse, it's quite dark, so I've got my torch out. It might be abandoned at the moment. Maybe the night is off doing something else.
Or maybe they don't want to light the candles during the day.
Maybe they're going out to the village. But yeah, come in, having a little look. You can see through the windows it's getting a little dark already. Here you have a nice, I think this might be a small dock for like little boats, which are little. I'm justified in saying that.
Opposed to a small dock for ducks? I guess ducks could use docks to land. On the land from the water. I don't see that many ducks with ducks. Yeah. But maybe it's through lack of looking.
Speaking of ducks, we saw some ducks the other week when we did real life, not WesterosCraft walks. We went to the park, we saw some ducks, we saw some swans. I got chased by some flies, I got chased by an angry swarm of flies. We saw some baby deer as well.
And some baby ducks.
Yeah, you can see that video on my personal channel as a shameless plug over here, which will also be linked in the end of on the end screens in the end of the video.
Oh,
yeah,
you didn't tie down your horse?
No, yeah, I was like, oh, where's it gone? I'm just gonna walk through the forest because it's a little shortcut if I go through here.
So if anyone has a sword and you're in the forest of Gaunt and you find a random horse, please kill it.
Yeah.
I imagine after a certain amount of time they might just despawn.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
So, yeah.
Please look in the comments when someone who knows will probably correct me.
Yeah. So over here we taken the shortcut and we're at the castle at the moment. The main gates being just over there. Yeah, you can see I didn't notice it at the time, but on the left you can see kind of the hill. There's actually an earthen embankment, like man-made, also for the fence. We'll see it from another angle in a moment as well. I thought that was quite a nice touch. Because you got these first line of walls and the fence and this wooden gate over here. Then you got the main castle up there. And the main castle, it was based on Rochester Castle in the UK. I guess we'll talk a little bit about the members of the family, because there's not that much canon known about this one. There are 2 members that are mentioned in the books. The first one being Sir Gaunt, who was a knight of the King's Guard and best well known for accompanying King Aerys II Targaryen, so that was the Mad King, as you might know him, in 277 AC when he went to Duskendale with the king. However, upon their arrival, the king was captured and Gwaine was sadly killed by Sir Simon Hollard. Hollard also being, you might know the name from the one from the King's Landing arch of the story when Sansa was trying to escape. That drunken fool that Joffrey, I think he demoted him, that was a Hollard as well. So yeah, Gwaine was killed by Sir Simon Hollard, who was the master at arms for Lord Denny at Duskendale. But Gwaine's death was later avenged by Sir Barristan Selmy, who was one of his sworn brothers, and as you might also know from the books and the TV show, is also a character that comes up from time to time. There's also another Gaunt known from history, and that is Lord Simon Gaunt, but nothing is really known about his life, just his name. So that was the canon on this house. As you might have seen, we've been we've been exploring the castle walls over here.
Also, jump's gonna kill you, man.
Yeah. Luckily, this is the only video I've got it on. You've got a jousting practice as well there. But yeah, that was the main kind of bailey, and now we're kind of going inside the more private parts and the main keep as well. So you might have seen you had an entrance to the keep in the first bailey. That gate was actually closed, so we didn't go through there. That leads to the bottom floor of the Holdfast, which is just a kitchen. But over here seems to be a more like main entrance. If you go like as you see like around, these are probably the more private gardens. Then we have to go up this little tower and over the bridge. But where do we go? Here, it's in here. So yeah, we go up this tower, and then there's a small wooden bridge. Not
I would
this
definitely
one.
fall off that to my death.
Not this one, but this is like another defense. If the first barely gets taken, they've got some defensive fortifications here.
Well, you know, that actually reminds me of the castle in Ghent.
Oh, Gravesteen.
That one.
Yeah.
And when you walk around the wall of the castle or the keep, it's quite similar to that, where it's not a super wide walkway and there's no rail or guard, so you could just fall, and it's a big enough fall that you would probably
hurt yourself,
break at least a couple bones. I remember being like, there's nothing here? They didn't put up a rope or...
No, I guess they didn't need to. It's like the inside, the wall, if you go on the wall walk, and the side facing inwards toward the castle, that's where there's no railing.
I can understand if there was no railing if there was, like, they brought the ground up. But it's not, it's a huge drop.
I guess they don't need to defend it from the inside.
No, I know, but I just mean as in, because it's open to the public.
Oh yeah, but they want to keep it authentic.
Yeah, they're going to keep it authentic until a kid falls and dies. But apart from that, let's keep on with the video.
Yeah, I actually really like this keep, like how it's laid out and stuff. And with all those different stages of defenses. It was very well put together. Shout out to Andy, who was a project lead. I believe he did also the terraforming, if I'm not mistaken. The nice forest and the lake we saw earlier. So yeah, we're climbing up. We're going up to the main bedrooms. This is one below, I think. I think the main bedroom is one floor up. But you have the bathrooms. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so this is a Norman style keep. Again, based on, not based on, but maybe inspiration taken from Rochester Castle in the UK. Or maybe that was the main bedroom. Maybe I didn't find the main bedroom. Because we're at the very top over here. Again, the kind of hoardings to attack enemies in case they're there. And then we're gonna try and go all the way to the top to get a nice view. Or you can also see the colors of the Gaunt house on the little flag over there. Yeah, you get nice views of the castle and the lands here. Doing some parkour. Oh, that way is where we're going next episode, over that stream. I was thinking, oh, where's the rookery? But I did end up finding it. It's quite a small rookery. I thought maybe it was in that separate tower, but it is in one of these four. We'll have a look at it in a moment. As we're taking in the nice views.
Wow.
Going back down.
Poof.
So this is the laundry room. And I think there were also some beds for the servants. I think this was it. Yeah, there we go. We found a rookery. Small one, but it is a small house, so I guess they don't really need that big a rookery. But yeah, that was it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. And on screen right now you can find the link to the WesterosCraft playlist, as well as that real life walk if you're interested in us walking in real life.
Yeah, if you're interested in a video where Kobe swears twice.
Because
they're just flies.
The flies were swarming around me and
you would have thought they were killer hornets or something.
Yeah, but anyway, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye
Goodbye.
guys.